Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Trails of Cold Steel 2 part 1010? Well, I guess it would not be 1010, that'd be part 1010. That's a few too many videos. In this video, we basically finished talking to everybody for the evening section before our free day, except for Towa. We gotta talk to Towa. Maybe Towa will talk sense to Reen and convince him that he's being an idiot and I hate him. Towa's handing over all her work to the rest of the student council should be ending today. So I'm guessing she's still here. Fine, I'll knock. There's definitely someone in there, but there's no response. Oh, I don't know. Excuse me, I'm coming in. You weren't told to come in. Oh, she's asleep.
Yep, I knew it. No wonder she fell asleep. She must have been really busy getting everything sorted out for the spring. Makes me remember finding her like this over in the computer room.
Reen would never wear. Actually, you know what?
Oh,
New
right.
Reen would wear
Shouldn't
that.
look too much, or she'll get mad when she wakes up.
New Reen will be forced to wear the summer outfit, assuming I get the chance again, because he's a loser now.
Angie, George, Crow.
Anyone who has the audacity to fight Lloyd, knowing full well that they're going to lose, doesn't have my respect.
Reen? What are you doing in my room?
What?
Wait, this is the student council room.
I mean, your point still kind of stands, because it's kind of your room.
I must have fallen asleep.
Sorry for coming in without permission. I did knock, though.
Let the record show my client did indeed knock.
Don't worry about it. It's my fault for dozing off like this. Why do you always have to keep finding me like that?
Because we're your only friend, Towa.
I hope you weren't looking at me while I was sleeping again.
I did try to look as little as possible.
Well, if you say so. Is something the matter? You're not looking too well.
No, I'm fine. Maybe the light streaming in through the window is making me look off color? I feel fine, really.
Not very convincing. Towa, you're my only hope. Please.
Come with me.
Talk some sense in Reen.
What's this all about?
Okay, first things first, slap him. Second thing first, slap him again. Third thing first, kick him in the shin, alright? And then you can talk.
I know that you're a boy and all, and I do think that you've grown a lot during your year here. No, I probably shouldn't even call you a boy anymore. You're a grown man now, but that doesn't mean you always have to stand and endure everything life throws your way. Okay, if it gets too much, it's alright to sit down and let it all out. Whether you're a boy or a grown man doesn't change that. It's okay, Reen.
I mean, she's not wrong.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I promised I'd bring him back. I promised I'd make him graduate with you. But I couldn't do it.
It's okay. You did everything you could. You made sure he knew how we all felt. And you let all of us know how he really felt too. So, don't get so worked up about it. Okay?
I'm sorry. I didn't want anyone to see me like that.
Well, I guess we're even then.
I do still, this kind of just cements my idea that Towa makes way more sense as, the canon love interest than Elisa.
Not like like I jump for joy every time you catch me sleeping.
Have you finished getting everything ready for the next student council now, by the way?
Yep, my days of being president are almost done. The first years taking over are really smart, though. I barely had to teach a thing in the end.
Still, it must have been hard work getting through it all. You're going on a tour of various NGOs after graduation, right?
Yep. The plan's to take a year to visit NGOs in lots of different fields. Politics, economics, engineering, medicine. After that, I'm not sure what I want to do. I'll probably join either the army or something related to the government, I suppose.
Well, I'm pretty sure they'd both love to have you. There's no chance either one would say no to you.
How about you go to like another country and help out a country that doesn't suck ass?
Especially since taking a year off hasn't made them any less determined to recruit you.
Now, I guess you could make the argument that maybe if the government and the army had more people like Towa, it wouldn't suck so much, but...
After all you did with commanding the courageous, it's no wonder you're so in demand.
I don't know. I don't think I did anything special, really. Still, I feel like it'd be best in the long run for me to see the world from a variety of different perspectives. I don't know what path I'll choose, but I want to step onto it with a firm decision on how things should be. I think that's the best thing I can do for this country's future. Maybe I'm being a little overdramatic there, though.
Not at all. After how much you've done for this academy, I can only imagine how much you could do for this country.
Think of all the innocent people we could annex.
Just try not to overwork yourself, okay? We're with you all the way, but we will always worry, you know?
Thanks. Oh, I almost forgot. What was it that made you come here? I mean, I'm happy you did, but...
Oh, I'd completely forgotten too. I just came to ask if there was anything I could do to help tomorrow, seeing as it's another free day.
But you've only just come back. And besides, tomorrow's your...
That's all the more reason I want to spend tomorrow's free day the same way I spent all of the others. It wouldn't feel like our final free day is Class 7 if it were any different.
Well, if you say so. Okay. I do have a few things in mind, so I'll just drop them into your mailbox in the dorm like I always do. And thanks for offering.
Just saying, you asked me to find a lost diary or some bullshit again? You're banned. You're banned, Towa. Reen! Hey guys, didn't expect to run into you. Yeah, crazy coincidence, huh? Are you heading back to the dormitory too? That was the idea. Why don't we all head back together then? Nah. It's nice seeing the flowers they start to bloom. Yeah, I know. You said earlier they'd be in full bloom in a week, but I'm thinking it'll be closer to the end of the month personally. Just in time for the welcoming ceremony. The new students will be able to begin their academic lives here surrounded by lino flowers just as we did. How wonderful. You know, you've all known each other since your first day here, right? That's right, nobody else started partway through the year like you did. But back then, I never could have imagined we'd get along this well. We got off to kind of a rocky start. I mean, really, it was just you and Lisa. Everyone else is pretty cool. Well, Machias and Eustace. And... Machias didn't have beef with Reen at the start of the game. You're telling me. Especially Machias and Eustace. For what it's worth, I do not regret the way I behaved. I do regret the way I behaved back then. It's not exactly something I'm terribly proud of. I think nothing of it. Immaturity make fools of even the best of us at times. Hold on, what's with this expression? You weren't exactly standing on the moral high ground either. Wouldn't have had much of a reason to behave the way I did if you hadn't kept looking your nose down at me. I mean, for what I remember during that exchange, Eustace was in the right. It was only afterwards Eustace was kind of a dick. Did you not hear me say the best of us? It was hell on all of us at the time, but it's all just a fond memory now. I suppose the same could be said about your and Reen's little incident at the start of the year, couldn't it? You just had to bring that up, didn't you? Should have seen this coming. Oh, little incidents are my favorite. Tell me. Well, Don't you dare! She's the last person who needs to know. Our first day really was full of surprises. Remember that time we battled those beetles for 1,000 years, Elliot? Good times. Yeah, I can't imagine too many teachers welcome their students by dropping them through a hole in the floor. Even without having to fight a gargoyle on the way out, that's a pretty memorable start to the school year. That gargoyle proved to be quite the opponent, too. Allison, we finally managed to pull together and defeat it. She just casually drops in like nothing happened. Like she was lying awake the whole time, watching and waiting for a chance to strike. That's exactly what she was doing. Still, as exhausting as unusual as it was, that's how our class began. I'm pretty sure it's burned into all our memories at this point. How could it not be? I have no doubt about that. Even so, I'm sure it's one of the memories that I'll cherish decades into the future. Oh, now you got me all jealous. I was about to do something crazy to make some super memorable memories too. Don't you dare. I dread to imagine what she's thinking when she says something crazy. On a hopefully unrelated note, what are we gonna do for dinner tonight? I only planned on getting something over at Kirch's, but if anyone has any better ideas, I think it may be a good idea to make something for ourselves. If we divide the work between us, I'm sure our meal will have quite a bit of variety too. Keep Milliam away. That does sound nice, but cooking skills are in danger of getting rusty too. No objections here. Well, unless anyone has what they need already, I think it's time to split up. We probably got a lot to buy, so...
That won't be necessary.
Huh?
Go away.
Sharon?
What reason could you possibly have for being here? The chairman gave me her permission to return to my former position as your dormitory's caretaker, which means I am here to serve you all once more. There may only be a short time left until the end of the year, but I'll make sure you want for nothing during it. I've already started preparing your evening meal, so there's no need to go out and buy anything.
Oh, well, how about that?
I'm fine with this.
We will gladly accept your offer.
Sharon's cooking's better than whatever grub we could rustle up together anyway.
How do you manage to get permission from Mother in the first place, though? Weren't you helping to rebuild the Rhineford group? I thought the company was getting so many orders in, it was struggling to keep up. Now that Master Gwyn has returned to the company, everything is back in order. He and the chairman have been speeding through one task after another since he got back. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So the former and current chairman make quite a team, I see.
Boy, I'm starving. Wouldn't mind a drink either. With the weather getting warmer, it's just about time for peak beer season. Huh? What are you guys all gathered out here for? Oh, why are you here?
The fact that Sarah hates Sharon, is just like, it makes her one of the best characters. That fact alone.
It's a pleasure to see you too, Lady Sarah. I brought a bountiful supply of smoked oysters and sardines if you'd like a snack to accompany your beer. Would you like them alongside your dinner?
Damn it. Yes.
I mean, you can accept the free food, but you don't have to be happy about it.
I'm surprised she can just walk around in public like this. You know, considering her affiliation.
I'm guessing there's some sort of agreement in place between Rhineford and the government to leave her alone. Though, even if there weren't, I can't imagine anything would be able to stop Sharon from doing what she wants.
Can I read my book now?
Whew. I think I might have eaten too much. It's been so long since we last had Sharon's cooking.
Can you really eat too much? You know how much food you ate in the final boss battle? Like, a lot, man. Probably ate like 30,000 calories worth of food alone.
She hasn't lost her touch. None of it feels heavy on my stomach at all. Well, that's all my work done for the day. Maybe I should go see how everyone else is doing.
You can explore Class 7's dorms on the night before each free- What do you mean each free day? Be aware, however, the story will progress should you turn- I mean, I assume you're just reusing the same prompt, but... What do you mean each free day? I feel like it still has the voice records from, Lloyd and them. Like, can I read this freaking nonsense yet? Oh, there we go. Best read during the evening. All the black records in the notebook were updated. Alright. The gods of creation before Septian calendar. In the beginning there were two great gods. One boasted unrivaled courage, the other unparalleled fortitude. They descended from the heavens with their kin, and it was upon the dark land below they first met. Calamity, their opposing natures incompatible, the two were drawn irresistibly into battle, and thus began a struggle that shook heaven and earth. The goddess and the spirits' lamentations were for naught. As the land quaked, the skies were torn asunder, and the gods' kin could only tremble in fear. After what seemed like an eternity, their clash came to an end, but it was an end of mutual defeat. Their powers spent, the empty shells of the two celestial titans were flung into the furthest reaches of the dark land, and all that remained in their wake were terrible scars on the land, their kin, and the great power. Yeah, that's probably like the Shadow Lord. Probably one of those is the Shadow Lord. Kin, the kin could be the Great Knights. The Dark Dragon, year 371, Septian calendar. 200 years after Heimdall was first founded, ruin rose on monstrous wings from the depths of the earth. Its name was Zora Agruga, the Dark Dragon, a malevolent creature of terrible power. It spread a miasma throughout the city that turned Heimdall into a city of the dead. The horrors did not end there. The evil dragon desecrated the corpses of the fallen, taking control of their bodies and using them to attack those who remained alive, further increasing the legions of the dead. Zombie Osborne. The emperor at the time, Astorius II, was forced to flee the city with what remained of his household and citizens. Together they retreated south and established a new capital in the land of St. Arc. Though 100 years and 6 more emperors, the bane of Heimdall went unchallenged, and it was the seventh Hector I who resolved to capture the city. Time had proved an ally to the beast, however, and the dragon's influence had spread over the surrounding area like a plague. Undaunted, Hector I led an army of brave knights into the necropolis in an attempt to free it. Although their hearts were steadfast, their arrival was met by legions of powerful fiends, and their efforts seemed doomed to end in failure. It was then that Hector I had a fateful encounter with none other than the great Vermilion Knight, Testarossa. The knight recognized Hector I as its master, and bolstered by its immense power and countless weapons, the emperor moved once again on the city, into the decisive encounter with the Dark Dragon. There was something about a curse here, right? I remember that from the regular version. The battle shook the city to its core, and at the end the Vermilion Knight was victorious. The scourge of Heimdall, the Dark Dragon, was defeated. However, the price of victory was steep. The corrupted blood that flowed from the dragon claimed Hector's life and defiled even the knight itself, placing a curse upon it. The noble Testarossa became the Crimson Calamity, a demon with 1,000 weapons that only reacts to the blood of the Arnor family. A destructive force on par with the Dark Dragon that, should control of it ever be lost, would threaten the world and all who live in it. It was sealed deep underground, never intended to see the light of day. Meanwhile, a new city rose from the ashes of the old, and people once again began to gather in Heimdall. And that was when the Vermilion capital that endures to this day was first built. And then the dragon got beat up by a bunch of 17-year-olds. I mean, I know it's probably like, not as strong, but, still. The War of the Lions begins, year 947. In the year 947, Emperor Valius V passed away. His death heralded the beginning of the largest scale civil war in Erebonian history. Valius V was a ruler with a somewhat debaucherous reputation. He is said to have countless wives and concubines. To further complicate the matters of succession, Many of those wives came from prestigious, noble families, all of whom began competing for power and wanted their offspring to take the throne. Within days of Valius V's death, Crown Prince Manfred, the son of his first wife, was assassinated by an unknown party. Following the death of the Crown Prince, the fourth prince and son of the first of Emperor Valius's secondary wives, Prince Orpheus, seized the capital by force. Once in control, he declared himself the new emperor and began purging all those who dared to oppose him. Yes, the nobility is good. The coup set off a succession of counterclaims, and their 3 other princes also named themselves to be the new emperor. Backed by the powerful noble families of their mothers, the competing princes ignited a bloody 5-year-long civil war, and thus the War of the Lions began. At first, the princes' armies were largely equal in terms of strength. It wasn't until Orpheus, who would later come to be known as the False Emperor, revived the being that had long been sealed under the city, that the balance of power shifted. The test arose, and the legendary Vermilion Knight, now tainted by the blood of Zora Agruga, saw the light of day once more. With its unmatched strength under his control, Orpheus decimated his greatest competition in one fell swoop, and the 5th prince, Gunnar, was defeated. It seemed inevitable that the armies of the other princes would share the same fate, but it was at this pivotal point the war took yet another surprising and sudden turn. This unexpected development came in the form of another great knight. The Palatine Knight, the famed champion, was acquired by Prince Lucius, the 6th and youngest of the Fooding brothers, and with his power he was able to defeat the army of the brilliant strategist and second Prince Albert. Victorious and backed by the knight's power, Prince Lucius was poised to challenge Orpheus. Prince Gunnar and Albert's armies, however, were not completely wiped out and decided to join forces with one another in order to oppose the other princes. Let's read this again. Okay. So, there's fucking Lucius. He got the Palatine Knight, which we haven't heard of. He beats up Albert. Gunnar and Albert, who were beat up earlier, join forces. And they want to... Okay, so at this point, there's three people. There's Lucius, there's Gunnar and Albert, and there's Orpheus. It was thus that the war became one fought by 3 separate groups. Prince Orpheus with the Vermilion Knight, Prince Lucius with the Palatine Knight, and the Princes Gunnar and Albert, who had no knight, but compensated with their sheer numbers. The War of the Lions had been raging for 2 years now, and the chaos only worsened by the day. Erebonia seemed fated to fall into ruin and darkness, fitting, perhaps, for a nation that takes its name from Erebus. One second. Let me read this. Okay. I had to respond to something real quick. Drycles takes up arms, year 949. A young man lays on a grassy plain, enjoying a nap in the peaceful setting. Before long, however, his rest was interrupted by the arrival of a second young man on horseback. The youth wore the trappings of a knight, and his expression was deathly serious. His armor bore many rents and scratches, and his left arm was bound in a bloody bandage. The first young man had not seen him in several years, but a cheerful reunion did not seem to be his purpose. "You are right after all," the second man said gravely. "At this rate, the Empire's days are numbered." At this, the first young man rose from the grass. He was none other than the 3rd prince of the Erebonian Empire, Prince Drycles. As a man with no claim to the throne due to his commoner mother and shunned by the other highborn princes, Drycles had long since left Erebonia behind, wandering from place to place and whiling away his days. 3 years prior, he had reached the land of Nord, where he had remained ever since. Though left to his own devices in childhood, his nature was noble, and he was quickly accepted by the people of Nord and lived peacefully among them. But while he had left his homeland, he had not truly abandoned it in his heart. During his wanderings, his mother had passed away, but while she lived, she had told him something that would remain with him for the rest of his days. The blood flowing through you will not allow you to turn your back on the Empire's suffering. Prince Drycles had turned those words over in his head again and again. What could a powerless vagrant like himself truly hope to do? The knight's arrival, however, signified 2 things: that the war continued to worsen, and that Erebonia was on a certain path to ruination. His mother was probably correct. Hearing the knight's words, he decided that enough was enough and he could no longer ignore the pain of his countrymen. That knight, incidentally, was called Roland. He was a childhood friend of Drycles and his confidant. He was also the man who Drycles had left in charge of things in his place before leaving the country. Prince Drycles set about preparing to depart, but before he could finish, he was met by several of the tall knights of Nord, their cross-shaped spears in hand. They too were close friends of Drycles, and they volunteered to accompany him and Roland, fearing the 2 men alone would not stand a chance. The next morning, the prince departed the village, a mere 17 men under his command. They bade farewell to the people of the settlement, and his elder wished them well. May the winds and the goddess be with you, he blessed them. Forge your favor. Oh, okay, so that's a little misleading. They made it sound like he had the whole fucking army. He said like a few guys. Kind of funny. The war comes to an end, year 952. Prince Draco's opponents were the armies of the 4th Prince Orpheus and his Vermilion Knight, 6th Prince Lucius with his Palatine Knight, and the combined forces of the remaining princes Gunnar and Albert, who had a legion of magical golems under their control. Yet it was he, the illegitimate son of a commoner and late comer to the war, who emerged triumphant. His victory did not come without losses, however. During his return to Erebonia, Roland fell in battle. Not long after that, however, he met a woman who would change his destiny forever. That woman was none other than the daughter of Count Sandlot, who hailed from the lakeside town of Legram. Her charismatic personality and peerless skills of the lance earned her the leadership of a band of knights. Known as the Eisenritter and the moniker Lance Maiden, her name was Leanne Sandlot. Prince Dracos and Leanne Sandlot may have come from wildly different backgrounds, but their concern for the innocent victims of the war united them in purpose to bring an end to the bloodshed. And it was those shared feelings that made them join forces. Join forces. The two of them, along with the warriors of Nord and the Eisenritter and all the other people of the nation whose hearts they moved, liberated one town after another, and were eventually successful in persuading even Prince Lucius, owner of the Palatine Knight, to fight for their cause. Okay. At the same time, however, the false Emperor's scheme... Oh, maybe the Palatine Knight is the Ashen Knight, it's just like the name changed? Or something? No, because I mean, the Ashen Knight's what he had. So I don't know. At the same time, however, the false emperor schemed to elevate the cursed Vermilion Knight to even greater power, to godhood, and thus the Vermilion Apocalypse was created. He just did that? Like off-screen? He's like, he can just do that. Don't ask questions. The demonic god emerged in Heimdall alongside a monstrous castle and vanquished the approaching armies of Albert and Gunnar in a single battle. Their end was anything but conventional, however, they were simply erased from existence. Even the Palatine Knight could not contend with such a foe and was felled. And as it decimated all who challenged the false emperor, countless crimson spirit veins spread out from the castle, stealing the very life from the capital's citizens, as well as those in the surrounding area. Defeat seemed all but inevitable for Prince Dracos and the Lance Maiden and their followers, but they refused to give up. Under the guidance of a kindly witch, they were led to a new great knight which slumbered on the outskirts of Heimdall. After overcoming a trial, they were able to claim the Ashen Knight and its power, and with it in hand, along with their many supporters in the army of Prince Lucius, they marched on the capital for the final time, eventually making their way to the castle at its center. 3 days later, on the 4th of July, year 952, the castle vanished from existence and the city was liberated. Okay, yeah, don't fucking go into any detail or nothing. That's cool. He just won. Now, why he won? I don't know. Because, I mean, if he did it, like, by himself, you would think he'd just get his ass slapped. Okay. I guess that's it. I know there's still apparently something else we have to do, but I think we're done for now.
Are you finishing up your painting, guys?
In regard to the Black Records?
Yeah, this is my last one. I want to make sure I'm completely satisfied with it before declaring it finished.
That's understandable. You're going to keep painting once you're back at home, though, right?
Well, I don't know how much time I'll have to set aside for it, but I intend to keep working on it, bit by bit. There's growing reason for concern in Calvert to the east of the Highlands. But all in all, things are more peaceful now than they were. I should be able to focus on painting my magnum opus.
Oh, is it going to be of Nord? If anyone can make a masterpiece of the Highlands, it'd be you.
That wouldn't be such a bad idea. But actually, I was intending to paint a picture of the Academy, its students, and the courageous.
You mean...
Now you're getting it. I want to capture the day we liberated the Academy, and once I've finished it, I fully intend to return to Erebonia with it in hand.
I mean, shouldn't you stay on campus to have a reference?
What better way to forever memorialize this place as my second homeland?
Man, you really are amazing. Well, if you ever need reference materials, you know who to call. I can get pictures of anything you might need and send them over. I know you're talented, but that's a lot to paint off of just your memory.
I still don't, like, are they never gonna address why the hell everybody's leaving but Reen?
I'd appreciate that.
Did I miss a scene? I'll be taking this painting back home with you once I'm done. It'll be nice to have a tangible memento of my time at the Academy. And I hope it'll give everyone back home the courage they need to keep on going. Because, like, if anything, it feels like it should be they're staying at the Academy and Reen's fucking off to go, you know, kill Calvardians. But...
Something on your mind, Eustace?
For the first time in a long time, no. I'm just taking a short break. Looking over an endless sea of documents can be rather tiring on the eyes.
Oh, are those the tax reports you mentioned?
Ordinarily, this would be my father's work, but His Majesty has yet to decide his fate. Rufus hasn't so much as glanced in Berea Hard's direction since he took his new job in Crossbell either.
yeah.
As such, the task falls to me.
Man, I knew everyone in our class had it pretty rough right now. You've got it roughest, no contest.
If my ego had its way, I would boast that filling in for my father is a simple and mundane task. But on top of the paperwork, I'll need to manage the provincial army and oversee the province as a whole.
Just disband the army, dude. You don't need it.
Then there's the matter of keeping the most stubborn of the nobility in check. I don't expect the first 6 months to be pleasant.
The fact that you're already thinking 6 months ahead is pretty impressive as it is. Standing in for Duke Alberea like that must take some real confidence. I know you'll manage, though.
That much is obvious.
I mean, that makes sense. You know, if Eustace just can't come back to school because he has to, you know, do Duke stuff.
What is it?
I could see that.
It's nothing.
Nobody else has an excuse, though.
In the
Like
days
very
to
few of the
come,
other characters.
More people will be relying on you than ever before. But no matter who does so or what they ask, do not lose your pride as a noble. Act independently, your head held high.
Because I mean, I could see Emma needing to go back to her coven or whatever.
Maintain your pride and your autonomy, and I'm sure you'll be fine.
Thanks.
Trying to think, like, who else would have a reason to leave? I
I
mean,
promise I will.
I'll hold you to that.
Milliam would maybe need to go back now that her work here is done. In regard to Crow, she doesn't have like a real reason to stay in school because she wasn't like legitimately here in the first place. She wasn't here for, you know, normal reasons. Everyone else like enrolled for, you know, to actually do their 2 years.
Hey, Elliot. Taking care of your violin?
Yeah, it's taken care of me over the past year, so why not return the favor? I'm actually planning on giving a few of them to the Academy before I go. Just to make sure next year's first years have something to practice with.
That's really generous, and sure to make a lot of people happy. And you'll finally be heading off to a music academy, just like you always wanted. I bet they'll push you pretty hard over there, too.
Like, he still has a year.
I don't doubt it. I'm going to need to be all music all the time if I want to stand a chance at keeping up.
Like, I'm just so confused.
Though, to be honest, after all the time I've spent here, I don't really want my life to be completely about music.
Like, why does only Reen have to come back?
I love it, obviously, but to be a balanced person, I want to have a bit more variety in my life, like I had here at the Academy. For one thing, I don't want to get too rusty with my orbital staff.
Good to hear. I hope everything works out for you.
Thanks. Me too. No, it's nothing. Either way, Heimdall and Trista are really close, so don't be a stranger, okay? I know you're gonna have tons of work to get through between your classes and your missions, but...
Don't worry, I'll make time. I'm sure we'll have plenty of chances to see each other. There's still a ton of Heimdall I haven't seen, too. You'll have to show me around next time I make it over
Like,
there.
I don't get it at all. Why
You
does
bet.
only Reen have another year? Why is everyone else dipping after 1 year? I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. Why are they not addressing this? You all know my friends over at the Music Academy really helped me out with the work I needed to do to enroll there. It'd be great to practice with them again. Between tomorrow's flea market and the chance to play with my old friends, I gotta make sure I'm up to snuff. My first 6 months back in Breahard will likely be entirely consumed by work. While I do have some trepidation about fulfilling my father and brother's duties, I have no choice but to try. I'm a son of House Albrea, after all. I mean, can't you just let the butler do it like you were doing? You know? For like the last, few months?
Here's Crow's room. I think I'll stay away from it for now. I feel more like going around and talking to everyone. Emma? What are you doing?
Oh, hi there, Reen.
I'm not writing fanfiction or nothing.
Well, Dorothy and I decided that we're gonna put together one final collection of stories as a club. Since then, I've been working on a story for the students who will join the club next year.
Oh, that sounds neat. Wait, if Dorothy's involved...
The content is totally appropriate for children of all ages, I assure you. Admittedly, Dorothy's own story sounds like it'll have a few of her favorite literary elements, but all in moderation, she assured.
Not that I'm one to judge. What kind of story are you writing?
It's supposed to be a fairy tale. I can't pretend it's 100% original, though. I borrowed some elements from a story I heard as a child. It's going to star a golden unicorn and a pure-hearted maiden. Or at least, that's the plan.
Sounds interesting. Can I give it a read when you're done?
Never.
I'll still be here next year, so if I see any first years who seem like they'd enjoy it, I'll recommend it to them.
I have to confess, I'm a little embarrassed to let anyone see it, but the whole point of a story is to be read.
Something wrong?
No, not at all. I'm sure you and Valimar will be just fine without my help now. Still, if you do need anything, don't hesitate to get in touch. It may take some time to contact me, though. You'll need to use a method that isn't exactly conventional.
Yeah, I could have guessed as much. I mean, I theoretically get how to use runes to communicate since you told me, but I have no idea how it actually works.
Y'all not get cell service out there?
I'd be shocked if you did. It's pretty far removed from the orbital technology you're used to. It has its benefits, though. For one, you'll be able to reach me no matter where I might be. So don't ever hesitate to drop me a line if you need my assistance. I'd always be happy to hear from you.
Like, I'm serious, did Reed fail and he's being, but even if he, is being held back, everyone else only did 1 year. Like, they should have to do another year.
All right.
I don't understand.
Sure I'll give you a ring. Or a rune, I guess. I hope you end up being able to find Vita, too.
Thank you.
I mean, I definitely get some of the characters. Like, Eustace makes sense. Milliam makes sense. Emma makes sense. Since they were not, Eustace was here to go to school, but, Emma wasn't here to actually go to school. Same with Milliam. Some of the characters I get, dipping out after 1 year. Some of the others don't. No matter where my search for Vita takes me, I will always be a member of Class VII. Leaving the Academy won't change that, so if you ever need my help, I'll do everything I can to be there for you. And when my story is finished, I'll have to let you read it. Never. Laura, there's nothing in the frame.
What are you looking at, Laura?
It's you, Reen. I'll show you.
Oh, you and Monica got a picture taken together? You both look so happy in it, too.
That we do. Someone in the photography club kindly offered to take it for us. I thought it would make a fine souvenir of my time at the Academy to take away with me.
My mirror's on that being Rex. Oh well, it's a nice photo, and he got permission. For once.
Yeah, as long as he gets permission, it's fine.
I never expected you and Monica would get so close. Between her and Fee, you kind of have a knack for becoming the best of friends with the ones you bump heads with first.
Please don't say that. I'm truly grateful to both of them for broadening my horizons. Meeting them enriched my life in ways I could have never pictured before. Truly, coming to this academy was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
I didn't realize we'd made such a big impact on you.
Well, you did. And don't mind me, I'm just feeling a little emotional. This isn't like me at all now, is it? There's no harm in a few tears, I suppose. This will be my last time I can relax before my training, after all.
Yeah, you're not gonna get much rest in with the training you've got lined up.
I won't be learning the Arcade School's advanced techniques with training any less intense. I have no idea where we'll be conducting said training, but it will no doubt be as perilous as it will be dangerous.
I had to spend a month in the Isengard range as part of mine. I don't think a month's going to cut it with what you're doing, though. It goes way beyond your average techniques.
Indeed. I'm anticipating that it will take at least half a year, if not more. Father's going to be with me. But with things as difficult as they are, part of me feels guilty for taking up his time.
I don't know about that. I think him agreeing to train with you shows how much faith he has in your potential. Besides, in a lot of ways, this might be the best time to do it.
That is very true.
What's wrong?
Nothing at all. Regardless, I'd love to come and visit you should the opportunity present itself.
Like, okay, so I mean, they seem like they're trying to offer explanations for why everybody's leaving, but like, shouldn't that have been like, kind of clearly established in a scene earlier, where they're like, hey, Reen, by the way, none of us are coming back.
And if it does, I'd like to formally request a duel with you to test how much the two of us have grown.
Let's not kid ourselves. We both know who's going to win that duel.
Damn, Reen. I mean, I know you're trying to say that Laura's gonna win, but like, come on, let's not lie.
But your invitation is all the motivation I need to get plenty of training in myself. Can't have you beating me too badly.
Like, Reen, shut the fuck up.
I hope you will.
Honestly, like, shut the fuck up. Like, there's a degree when modesty just comes across as, like, being annoying. Reen's like that kid who's like, oh no, I'm gonna fail this test, and then he ends up getting like a fucking 103 on it. Shut up. No one cares. I don't have a single regret about attending this academy. No matter how hard the training before me may be, I'm sure I'll be able to pull through. Especially the lessons I learned here guided me through. Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna you're gonna go first because Laura has no speed. And then you're going to Spirit Unification, and then you're going to Flame Dragon, and then Laura will instantly die. The end. GG. Don't talk to me. Make a wish with Mishi, by the way.
What's up, Milliam?
Oh, hey, Reen. It's nothing. I just feel kinda down.
Down?
Yeah. I was just thinking about how everyone was at dinner time. Sharon's food was really nice, and we all seemed like we were having a good time. But I don't know. It was weird, like we were all upset but didn't want to let it show. It's been bugging me.
Oh, so that's why. You really have grown so much these past few months. And not just mentally. I think you've gotten a little taller, too.
Maybe. About 2 rage or so?
I don't think that's true.
Judging by my specs, I'm not gonna get much taller than this, though. I'm Mini Milliam forever and ever. But you never know. Maybe I'll grow up to have boobies so big, I can use them as a shelf like Emma's. Something wrong?
Yeah, there's something wrong, alright.
Nah, not really. So, you've got a new mission starting next month, right?
Yep, I've gotta go see how things are over out west. Duke Cayenne's been arrested, but it sounds like things are still pretty nuts over there. Oh, but guess what? I might get to go out to Liberal and Rimiferia soon.
What is it with you and blabbing classified information? Well, whatever. Just promise me you'll take care of yourself. And be sure to keep in touch. I'll always be right there when you need me, okay?
Righto, I promise. That goes double for you, mister. If you need me to bust you out of a jam, just say the word.
I'm probably gonna be really busy with all my intelligence division work once we're done here, but I'll never be too busy to help you out if you wind up in trouble. So there's no need for you to feel lonely, okay? Yeah, no, it's just Reen spent like the fucking better half of the last few months trying to liberate this academy so he'd go to school with everyone, and then they all fucking ditched him. They had the ultimate prank. Like, ha, I know you gotta go to school alone, loser.
Are those seeds you got there?
Yep, Adel gave them to me.
They all came from the plants we grew in the gardening club. I'm just looking at what kinds there are here.
Really? That's really nice of her. It's kind of like you can take everything you've achieved over the past year with you.
Yeah. I wasn't even going to join a club until Adel found me relaxing and invited me. But I guess it wasn't so bad.
Don't you worry. I'll be sure to check on the gardening club every once in a while just to see how things are going. It would be a shame if all the plants you've spent so long looking after were to wither and die.
It doesn't matter. Even if they do, they'll eventually bloom again somewhere else. Kind of like us.
When you put it that way,
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing?
I suppose you're right.
I mean, granted, you didn't seem to have, like, much interest in school either, so...
Fee, what's wrong?
I think you could do with some more watering too. Though that probably goes for both of us. I still don't know whether or not I'm doing the right thing. But it doesn't feel right abandoning a member of my family like this.
Okay, I guess she has to go in back. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, but...
Maybe I should stay with you for at least...
Fee, we talked about this, right?
Did we?
I hate to say it, but going our separate ways is best for the both of us right now. You only get one life, so I want you to make the most of it. Don't hold yourself back for my sake or anyone else's. The same holds true for all of our other classmates too.
I guess. I want to find out where Zeno and Leah went. The rest of the Corps too. And I still want to find out what they meant by bring back the boss.
Zombie Jaeger King.
No, not want to. Need to.
I don't want you to put yourself in any more danger than you have to, but I know how much your family means to you. So, more than anything else, I want you to do what you feel you need to. Don't worry about me. I'll be right here waiting for you to come back when you're done.
You better. Once I find them all, I'll introduce you. Because of all my new family members, you're the most special to me.
Aww.
Yeah, that'll go over really well with your family of Jaegers. Well, whatever. Bring it on.
My time with Class 7's been really fun, the gardening club too. I only ended up coming here because Sarah forced me, but now I'm glad she did. I hope tomorrow ends up going well. Because after that, you and I still need to laser around in the sun together. Yeah, I'd like that. Now, like, what's Mikey's excuse gonna be? Come on, you know he wants to friggin' be a nerd and everything. Where was Marcus, by the way? Did I talk to him back on the second floor?
Feeling sad about leaving the lacrosse club behind?
Yeah, I was really into it by the end. I think it'll make for some wonderful memories to look back fondly on in the years to come.
I can imagine.
Because it's like, I mean, some of these kind of make sense why they would leave, but some of them don't. Like Loris, for instance, like, yes, training, I get it. Like, that's something that she was gonna do eventually, but like, shouldn't you still want her to, like, finish her time at the school, you know? I don't know. I mean, I guess she's a noble as well. She doesn't have, like, ever get a real job, but...
Does that mean you're not gonna keep up with lacrosse and Ruhr?
I don't think I'll be able to. As far as I'm aware, there aren't any local teams I could join. And even if there were, I doubt I'd have the time for sports. Just thinking about how busy I'll be makes my head spin. No, scratch that. Being busy is all the more reason I need to make time for exercise.
Yeah, good luck with that. Helping out with the Rhineford group sounds like a recipe for one all-nighter after another.
Not just yet, actually. I won't be helping until Grandfather shows me the ropes. As I am now, I doubt I'll be able to do much at all in the way of rebuilding the company. But you can bet I'll leave Mother speechless with how much progress I've made in a year's time.
I'm sure you can if you put your mind to it.
If by speechless you mean she's gonna insult you, then yeah, she'll be real speechless, alright?
And I know Sharon will always be willing to help you out if you need her.
She probably would, but then she'd just tell everything she did to Mother.
Elisa?
Oh, don't worry about it. I was just thinking about how blessed I am. I've got a wonderful family, a great club I'm part of, all of you as my classmates.
Oh, right. It took me a long time to realize the same thing too. We really are one and the same.
Yeah.
Lisa.
It's nothing, honestly. I'm just feeling a bit emotional all of a sudden. I don't know what's gotten into me. Nothing's wrong, though. I promise.
But
Still, let's both make the most of our free day tomorrow. It's the last one we'll ever have as a class. The last thing any of us want to do is end it with regrets.
yeah,
It does
Agreed.
still seem very odd, like the whole we spent 2 months in a civil war trying to make it so we can go back to school, and then instantly being like, nah, fuck that.
let's make it a day to remember for both of us.
I mean, I guess maybe it's like, you hear some people say, like, oh man, after summer break, I can't wait to get back to school, and then after like a week, I mean, I was never like this, but I've heard some people say it, and after a week, you're like, nah, fuck that, give me back vacation. I was always of the opinion of, fuck that, give me vacation, but don't worry about me. I'm sure it'll be tough at first, but I'm going to try and make a real difference in the group. Besides, it'll give me a chance to show Mother up, so I gotta refuse. And I'm sure it goes without saying, but let's make the most of our free day tomorrow. It's the map, dude.
Something on your mind, instructor?
You could say that. I've been mulling over how things are gonna be come next month, but all this soul searching's giving me a headache.
Well, it'll probably feel strange being back with the guild for the first time in 2 years.
Okay, so she is doing that.
And I'd bet they'll be glad to have you back. Things are probably going to be rough over there, even with you taking up the bracer life again.
I mean, that makes kind of more sense for her, I think, after everything. Her going back to being a bracer than, being a school teacher still.
No doubts there. I can already see plenty of traveling abroad in my future after what happened over in Crossbow. And I imagine it'll keep getting harder and harder for us bracers to operate here, too.
I mean, can it really get that much harder? There's literally just Toval. Toval's the only bracer in Erebonia. I've yet to see any evidence to the contrary. I mean, maybe Miles if you count him as a bracer.
What's with that sad puppy look? There's no reason for you to feel ashamed of what you've chosen to do. I'm proud to have a student like you who can stand up and make the tough choices life thrusts on us.
Thanks, instructor.
Yeah, like helping out an occupying force.
I'll try to just grin and bear it for now.
That boy. Sticking it out through the hard times with a smile will put you on the fast track to becoming a great man. Just make sure you don't try to shoulder too much. All that'll do is turn you into a jaded grump. Everything in moderation, okay?
Thanks? I haven't joined the intelligence division, and I have no plans to. I'm gonna keep responding to their requests, but only if I'm comfortable doing what they're asking.
Yeah, we do a little killing, okay? Just a little killing.
And I can promise you, I'll never do anything that would put me in conflict with the guild or put innocents' lives at risk.
What the fuck are you talking about, Reed? You've kind of already done that.
I don't know what the future will bring for me, but that's the creed I want to stand by.
I know. Don't worry. No matter what happens, you'll always be my student. So go out there, live your life, and grow into such a heartthrob that I won't be able to take my eyes off you.
Shut up.
Well, I'll try.
I mean, it's literal grooming. I'm sure curious of what kind of man you'll become in a couple years. That's one of the questions that only time will answer, but I'm looking forward to finding out. Anyway, you've chosen your path, and all that's left is to walk it and see where it takes you. We talked to you, so I think we're done on here, right? We talked to Emma, Laura, Elisa, and Fee. I think I forgot about Machias. What? Me? Never. I could never do that. Hey, Machias.
Hey, Machias. Working hard or hard?
He just gets the shotgun, blows him away.
I'll stop you right there. Of course I'm hard at work. Just look at the size of this book.
It's just at the same 3 words over and over again, Machias. You're not actually, like, doing anything. Shut up, Breen.
If I can't internalize as much of it as possible while I'm here, I'm doomed to failure from the start.
And this is one of your new textbooks? Man, Heimdall's political academies don't mess around, do they? You'll be the youngest person there, right?
Most likely. I'd normally need to have graduated from Thor's with a bit more experience under my belt to have gotten in. There are a few Thor's grads there already, though. They take some every year. And as you might imagine, the recent political upheaval has the place swarming with applicants this year.
Okay, I mean, I guess that's the explanation. I don't know. I feel like the whole, like, everyone but Reen leaves just does feel a little contrived. Mainly because there's no, like, actual story scene establishing it beforehand. Like, all these little minor scenes, like, are not actually required.
The entrance exam was hard enough on its own, but that's just the tip of the iceberg.
So, like, I don't know, just the whole, like, everybody's leaving except Reen, but we're not gonna ever, like, actually explain and address it. Seems just really weird.
Can't say I envy you. Still, I know you're going to be just fine. You're so smart that you can handle any subject they throw at you. Growing up with your dad should give you a leg up on the politics, too.
Yeah, no pressure there. Honestly, there are times when I think diving into things head first like this is a giant mistake.
What's wrong?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just... I know we're probably going to both be really busy with our own lives come spring, but let's make time to have lunch together once in a while or something. Okay? Studying is all well and good, but even I need a change of pace every now and again.
I think that can be arranged. The train from here to Heimdall only takes a half hour. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't hang out sometimes.
Then it's a date.
Reen's one true love. I'm still amazed at me. I'm still amazed I managed to get into the academy in the first place. I applied expecting to fail, to be honest, but getting in at all is a blessing, so I'm gonna work hard as I can to make the most out of it. Of course, not the only ones who'll be swamped next year. Both of us will have to be careful not to burn ourselves out. Yeah, okay, whatever. Anybody on the first floor? Who are you? Give me a Zarin powder.
Oh, there you are. You look bored, Celine.
I'm a
I
cat.
guess I am. My work's done at this point. I feel like I aged a few decades as soon as the war came to an end.
Come on now.
I'm just
Feels a
saying.
bit strange to be saying it after the fact, but you fought pretty well over in Crossbell.
A, shut the fuck up. B, you never even turned into a giant cat. Like, I feel cheated.
You've really mastered piloting Valimar.
I'd like to think so anyway. I feel like I could pull off just about anything with him now. And to think, I couldn't do half as much with him when I was first starting out.
You do realize you just admitted you were totally useless, right?
Says the fucking cat.
I wonder if you're gonna be okay without us, you know? Valimar must have drawn the short straw to end up with a budding awakener like you.
So, like, animal abuse in Erebonia. Misdemeanor? Or felony? Just asking the questions.
Thanks for worrying about me all the time, Celine.
Excuse me, what makes you think I was worried about you?
Just about everything. From what I can tell, you've always worried about me. Back in the beginning, when I didn't know anything about piloting, you were always there to guide me through our battles. I doubt I would have ever come this far if you didn't have my back.
Yeah, I wish you just told me to use Gaia sooner. Stupid cat.
So, thank you. For all of it.
Why do you always have to be like this? There are parts of the legends passed down in the clan that not even Emma and I know about. But just bear this one thing in mind. Divine Knights have incredible power, and they can become devils just as easily as they can become gods.
Don't worry, I know. And I won't forget.
With that being said, great work on Crossbell, though.
Anyone in my position needs to know the difference between right and wrong. I'm well aware of that.
Like, I don't know, I just love it. Like, the idea they're like, okay, you know, make sure you're doing the right things. Also, good job in Crossbell, you know, really doing the Lord's work over there.
That's fine then. Anyway, good luck, I guess. If you really need it, I can always come and help out.
Not much more I can say other than keep on keeping on. But if you ever need me, I'll be there to help you out.
Oh, good evening, Master Reen. I thought you had already retired for the evening. How would you like for me to put together some supper?
We just ate.
I appreciate the offer, but I think I've eaten more than I should have as it is. Your cooking really is delicious, Sharon. I was starting to miss it after not having it for so long.
It was my pleasure to cook for all of you again, so I pulled out all the stops with this one. Seeing all of you happily indulging my handiwork always makes every second of preparation worth it. Is something the matter, Master Reen?
Oh, I was just thinking about how you haven't changed a bit. I'm not sure it's my place to ask, but is everything all right over at Ouroboros? I can't help but wonder after how things turned out. Vita seems really shocked.
I'm afraid I haven't a clue.
All I can say is that the nation of Ereboni will be wiped off the face of the planet sometime by the end of the year.
No word of what's been happening in the society has reached my ears since then. I have no idea where the second Anguis is now. Nor do I know what happened regarding the Phantasmal Blaze plan after the Chancellor declared he was taking it over.
I'm just saying, you're gonna like, one day they're gonna go into the Chancellor's room to like wake him up in the morning, he's just gonna be a fucking statue of salt.
And quite frankly, none of it is my concern. The answers won't change who
Granted,
I am.
I guess that's technically
and it
more
won't
the church's
suddenly
thing,
cause me
but...
to shift priorities. I am and always will be a proud maid of the Reinford family. Not because of the freedom we enforcers are granted, but because that is simply who I am. Much like how you being the Ashen Chevalier doesn't change how you are also a proud member of Class VII.
I suppose you're right.
And no matter what happens to you in the future, never lose sight of who you really are. It's almost time for me to return to Ruhr. But should you ever need me again, I will gladly rush to your side.
Don't worry, you won't be getting that phone call.
Thank you, Sharon. I'm glad you can stay here for a while longer.
No matter what may happen, never lose sight of who you truly are. Please know that I always support you, however, no matter how far apart life takes us. Yeah, okay, whatever. Go away. Alright, I think that's gonna be it for this video. Next time, we will, do our free day. Or potentially our first of many, based on the way the, text box was, phrased. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.